guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know that it has been a really long time since I've posted a video, and I don't know if I'm going to start posting regularly again. I'm not really sure where I'm at with it. With the whole pandemic and everything, I've kind of just been uninspired on the home decor thing. I've been kind of concentrating more on my plants. So I did want to go around and do just kind of like a growth update, show you guys all the new leaves, because this month has been maybe the best month as like I've seen in plant growth ever. So I just want to go around and show you guys that. So I'm going to start here in my living room, and I'm going to start right here on the end. Now, ones like this are always putting out growth. This is a Rapsalis pilocarpa. So things like that, it's kind of hard for me to show you like, yeah, put out this little segment. I'm going to show you like the fancy, like neat ones that are putting out growth. So the first one I'm going to show you is this Philodendron Camposportoanum. And this one is putting out some new growth here at the top. I picked this one up on Etsy from Botanicas. And this is one that grows constantly. So if you guys have an opportunity to get a plant and you want a philodendron, I don't think this one is super expensive. I know I got mine for like 20, but it grows really quickly. Then the next one is this Albosingonium, and I got this at a plant swap that I went to. Probably about a month and a half, maybe 2 months now, and it is finally starting to put out a new leaf. Now, this one I did a bad thing. I kind of freed that leaf from the stem. I was kind of trying to see if like anything was ever going to happen, and I saw that in there. So I helped it out, and I know that's not recommended, but I did that anyways, so we have a new leaf coming. Now, this one here, I'm going to try and get you a good picture even with the sun. This is my Philodendron squamiferum or squamiferum, and this one has been growing non-stop for me. This is its newest leaf, and it does look like it's going to have a lot of neat kind of like lobes on it. It's not really focusing, but this is the one with the fuzzy petioles. This one grows constantly. I feel like if you want to find like a quote-unquote rare plant, this is a good one to get because it constantly grows. Now this one is the Philodendron Florida Ghost. This one I probably got about 2 months ago, and this is the first new leaf that it's put out for me. It did come with a few rotten roots that I trimmed off, and I've kind of just been hoping it would bounce back. So maybe it'll start growing quicker now, but this one doesn't grow as fast as my other philodendrons, and it could just be because it was recovering. So we've got this new leaf, and then we've got this one coming in. This one here is a bipenifolium that I picked up at that plant swap also. And it's got a new leaf, but that new leaf has been there like for 2 months, so I don't really know what's going on. This one here is another exciting one for me, and this first leaf is actually dying off. I think it got bent in shipping, so the bottom half looks like it's dying. But I've gotten one, and this one here is starting to come in. This is a Philodendron Atabapoense. So I'm hoping that this will continue doing well for me because I was really happy with this one long green leaf kind of trailing down. Next to that, I have my Melanochrysum, and this one just put out a new leaf. This was another one that I got from Botanicas on Etsy. This one I'm not as happy with as the Camposportoanum. This one I feel, honestly, the little ones look a lot like a Micans, so this is kind of like a plant I'm hoping long haul will be prettier. So, but we do have a new leaf. This one here is the Philodendron mayoi, and this one has been constantly growing for me. I got this as a cutting at a plant store, and it was just this single leaf. And this was probably back in February, so it's been a few months. But it's been putting out leaves nonstop. I'm finally starting to get ones that have the lobing on them. So I'm really excited. The new one is coming out. This is a plant that if you guys ever come across for a good price, like or a cutting, I would definitely get this one. This is the Frydek. This is my newest leaf. This one is starting to swell on the stem, but nothing really to show. My Gloriosum is putting out a new leaf, and this one I'm really excited for. I love watching this one because the leaves come out so big. So you can see the newest one. This is the last leaf that it put out. So really excited for that guy. And then we have all the prayer plants, Calathea, Maranta, Gepardia, whatever. They're all putting out like leaves, randomly here and there. The Orbifolia is the one that has been killing it recently. I think it put out about 5 leaves in the past month or 2. So it must be really happy right now with like the humidifier and what I've got going on. So for a while, this one was really bad, and you can see a lot of the leaves that have browning that I've trimmed and tried to shape. I think where I was going wrong was I was misting it, and I think I was giving it some kind of a fungal issue. So my New Year's resolution was to start using distilled water exclusively for these guys. So I have. And you can see the newer ones are doing a lot better. That's a new one. That's a new one. This new one does have some browning. And then there's a new growth point down in the soil there. So that's the last of the 5 leaves that it's putting in. Now we'll go down on this shelf here. This is where I keep my alocasias and my anthuriums. And we do have some growth on these guys as well. So in the back there you can see my alocasia cuprea is putting out a new leaf. This is its first leaf in my care, so that's really exciting. And this is another one I found on Etsy. This one here is the silver dragon, and that one's putting out a new leaf. I don't know if it's the amount of light I have or what, but all my leaves come in like that whitish yellow color and then go to green. You can see this one here is kind of still working on it. So I don't know if that's a characteristic of the plant or if it's just because I'm giving it too much light. I'm not sure on that. In the back here is my black velvet, and this one has a new leaf as well. The Maharani has a new leaf and a flower. So here's the new leaf, this tall part. And then there's a flower here. And I'm going to turn the plant because there looks to be, there was 2 flowers a day ago. Oh, there are still. Okay. So let me get right in there. There's a flower here and a flower there. And I'm going to try and pollinate this when the flowers open. I've been watching some videos trying to figure it out. So I'm just going to give it a go and see what happens. The Anthurium pedata radiatum has a new tiny leaf coming out there, right in there. The Viterifolium has been pretty slow growing. It does have some yellowing on the older leaves, so I'm hoping that it'll kind of pick up soon. This one here, let's see, this was the leaf it came with, the longest one, and this is the first leaf it put out in my care. And then I think that it's working on a new one right now. I'm sorry, I'm having so much of a hard time focusing here. Tiny right there. I think that is going to be the newest leaf. Who else did we got? Nothing on the Forgetti. I imported this one from Ecogenera, so I had to rehab it for about 2 months. Like all the roots fell off. I had to keep it in water. So I'm just waiting. It's had that growth point in the middle there pretty much the entire time and nothing yet, so just waiting that one out. And then my Clarinervium here is putting out another little leaf. So let me turn him. You can see a tiny leaf starting. So that's exciting. And then this was the most recent leaf, which is starting to actually get some veining on it. So I was really excited for that. My Adansonii, this is the wide one. This one's been having some issues. It was getting too tall, so I cut the top. Once I did that, I noticed a lot of these lower leaves are yellowing. So, I know that that is normal for a plant. I'm going to pull this out, though, because once I cut it, I noticed like 5 new growth points. So, I chopped here. We're getting a new leaf here. And then if you look inside of pretty much each of these stems, there's new growth points, and I think that they're activating. So down in that crevice, there's one. Down in that bottom one, there's one. There's one in there. So it looks like I could potentially get like 4 or 5 new leaves from new growth points just by chopping that one. So fingers crossed that is what will happen, because I love this plant. And you can see the leaves are about the size of my hand. And next I'm going to bring you out here to my hutch. We also have a lot of growth going on out here. Like I said, this has been probably one of the most exciting months, noticing all the new growth on my plants. So down in here we have a Philodendron tripartitum, and I got this at that plant swap too. This one is also putting out a new leaf. This is the first new leaf it's given me completely of my own. This one was already starting to unfurl when I got the plant, and it does have the little lobes at top. The Hoya is putting on new growth. You can see it's kind of darker here. Those are the newer leaves. Up in here, the Rhaphidophora, I'm actually going to have to cut him back because he's growing off his board. I'm going to try and cut that back and put some in my terrarium to see what happens. And then check out those roots there trying to grab onto the board. I've also noticed the leaves get larger now as the plant is doing better. So those are the newer ones. And you can see the bottom ones that it came with are a lot tinier. This is my Epipremnum amplissumum, and this plant's kind of like, I don't know what to say about it. I got it on Etsy, and it was completely rotten, so it was pretty much, I didn't know if it was going to make it. I had to cut every single root off, and maybe I'm giving it too much light, because it just doesn't, it's just not thrilling me. So maybe I need to give it less light. I think I'm probably losing this leaf, but fingers crossed I can actually make this work and be something pretty. And you may have noticed some of my plants have these wooden dowels in them. So what I'm doing right now, this is every 2 months I do a systemic on all these indoor plants. And those are the ones that haven't been ready to water yet. So I put dowels in them to remind me that those have not had a systemic applied. That's all that is. Then down here in this is another one from the plant swap. And this was a really exciting plant swap. I was nervous, but I ended up having a really good time. This is a Syngonium macrophyllum getting a new leaf. Finally, excited for that. And then my string of pearls is getting so many new pearls. This is my oldest plant. This is the first plant I ever asked for, ever got, went searching for. And it was really declining to the point where at the beginning of the year, I was pretty certain it was going to die. It had aphids and it was just really sparse. If I can find a picture, I'll put one in. So I did a couple things. Instead of putting it in the south window, I moved it here so it gets a little bit less intense light. And I started giving it more water because I thought maybe the pearls are so tiny because it needed water. And I actually have been getting growth. This is the best I think that it's ever looked. So I'm really excited about that. And then this guy. This is my pink princess, and I got this from the plant swap as well. And right now it's just in water propagating. But I was thinking that this might have ended up being like a reverted one because you can see tiny little bits of pink on that leaf, not really much on that leaf at all. So this new leaf unfurled, and there's actually some variegation, not a lot, but a little, which is good enough for me. So you can see a little bit of pink here. And then the edge of the leaf is also a little lighter. So I'm crossing my fingers that maybe the variegation will stay and, it won't be a reverted one. Time will tell. We'll see. And then over here, this is another bipenifolium from that swap. That one has had a ton of growth points. I think it's opened maybe 1 or 2 leaves since I brought it home 2 months ago. Okay, so over here I have the Rhaphidophora decursiva. And this one has put out about 3 new leaves since I've gotten it. And that's the newest one now coming out. I need to get this guy a different pot. I think I'm going to try and find a rectangular pot and then kind of make a different shelf for him. He seems to want to crawl along the surface more than he wants to climb like the other ones of the species. So this is my Tetrasperma. There's a new leaf coming in there. This one constantly grows new leaves. This one grows like crazy. I did just chop it a few days ago. There's a new growth bud there because this lower vine was starting to drop all its lower leaves. It was up to about here. So I have 4 or 5 different sections I chopped it into. Hopefully we'll have some new plants. And then finally, I'm going to finish up out here in my kitchen window. So this one here is my Syngonium chiapens, and I got this on Etsy. When it came, it had just a solid green leaf. So I don't know if this is a result of sun, but this one is putting out a new leaf. This is a slower growing Syngonium, I've noticed, at least for me. I got it with that one, and then there's another one in the back. This was the first leaf it put out for me. And then this is the second one. And like I said, I've probably had it about 4 months now. The Ripsalis paradoxa is putting out a new section. You can see that one there in the bottom. It's a little lighter colored. That's the new part. The Micans is finally putting out new leaves. I've had this guy probably a year and a half, and it just kept putting out tiny little leaves that weren't, I mean, compared to the rest of the plant, they were just so small and just not, they just didn't look good. This is finally starting to put out new growth that is of a decent size. So I don't know like what it needed or what it wanted, but it seems a little bit happier now. So fingers crossed it'll keep doing good, because I watch all these videos where people say their micans are like so fast growing, one of their favorite plants, and I'm thinking like, what am I doing wrong? But finally some new growth on him. And that's pretty much it for the new growth updates. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I've kind of been missing during the pandemic and all that stuff. I don't know, I needed a break, and I don't know if I'll come back permanently, but I did want to just post like an update. I like having a record almost where I can go and look at how far certain plants have come. And I know that I get excited when other people post these videos of like the new growth, because it gives me ideas of plants that might do well for me if they're doing well for others. So any questions you guys have about any of the plants in this video, I can try and give you what I do to care for it or what works for me. But anyways, thank you for watching, and if I do another video, I will see you then.